So now we're going to talk about side breathing. You know, you learn a lot of breathing in yoga. Normally it's belly breathing, and that's fine. That's one way of breathing. But we just had a video that I did. It was about Uddiyana Bandha, where you hold up your tummy like this. And Bandha actually means a lock, and that's one of the classic locks in yoga is Uddiyana Bandha. And when you hold your stomach up like that, it's like, no, how am I supposed to breathe through my belly? I can't breathe through my belly anymore. What I have to do is learn to breathe through the sides of my ribs. If you would subscribe and like, I really appreciate it. Also, I have a PDF for you. It's called How I Lost 15 Pounds in 6 Weeks using one simple rule. I'm happy to pass that on to you too. You'll see the URL below and it's in the description below. Okay, so let's talk about side breathing. Why do we want to do it? Because if we're holding our tummy up, it's impossible to breathe down there. So here's how I personally discovered the side breathing. I had an opera teacher when I was in school. I was studying modern dance as well as classical singing. Betty Allen was her name, and she was a famous opera teacher and just amazing person. And one time I went to her and I said, Miss Allen, I can't breathe. You know, I'm trying to sing these arias, but I just can't get enough breath. And she said, oh, well, just, push out your belly like this. This is what all the big singers do. And I said, Miss Allen, I can't do that. I'm a dancer. I have to hold my belly up the whole time while I'm dancing. And she said, oh, well, just breathe through the side. And I was like, what do you mean breathe through the side? And she said, oh, put your hand on my rib cage. So I put my hand on her rib cage and she inhaled and it was like her rib cage just blossomed out to the sides. I couldn't believe it. All this, she said, there's plenty of air. So I was a dancer, so I was able to finally isolate, being able to, and maybe you can see it from the back a little better. I'm breathing through the sides of my ribs. Imagine that you have gills here, and that's what you want to do. There's so much air there. And one thing about it is a lot of people, when they inhale, they tend to lift their chest like this. Well, look at all the tension that it causes in your throat and your neck. You can't do that as a singer. If you expand your rib cage sideways, there's no tension in the neck, or there shouldn't be, and you want to keep all that tension out. So here's how you can find it. Take two fists like this, put it on the sides of your ribs, underneath your armpits, and see if you can press into those sides of your ribs. And you want to open those out, in and out. And now it may take you a while to find it. It certainly did me, and you might be frustrated, like, how do I find that? It's something that you just have to learn how to separate, but it's really going to change your practice, especially when we're doing, especially in Ashtanga yoga, they want you to hold up your Uddiyana Bandha the entire practice. So how the heck are you supposed to breathe if you don't do that? Another way to find it is actually if you're on your side. Sometimes people can find it more easily doing one side at a time. It might be easier for you to do it. Okay, so I hope this is good information for you and you learn how to do side breathing for your practice.